to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell because it can really help me a lot. Now, into the video. So me and my friends decided it was a good day to kill the Ender Dragon on our Minecraft server. We all decided that we would meet inside the stronghold. So, I grabbed my ender chest, my boat, and put my map in my offhand, and I made my way on the journey. It was a long way. It was about 500 to 600 blocks. And while I was about halfway there, I got a bit lost and had to open up Discord to message my friends for directions. Luckily, my friend Octi was already inside the stronghold, and he gave me the exact coordinates so I knew exactly where to go. So, I opened up F3 and I started following the coordinates and ran towards a hill in the distance, admiring the beautiful scenery around me. Although it did look a bit terraformed, but I assumed that was just because of the neighboring country. And while I was on my way there, I realized that I ran across a giant house, which actually belonged to the neighboring country Among Usville. So, I ran through and looked around at what they'd made. It was a huge house. It was very impressive. And so I ran up to their front steps and looked around my inventory for a sign. And I typed in a very friendly good morning to them. And I left without looking back. So, I made my way to the stronghold, and I came across a village. It was probably the original village where we got our villagers for our villager breeder, and I briefly ran through looking for anything useful, but couldn't really find anything useful other than these wild horses. As I kept running along, I found the wooden marker of where the stronghold was. And so, I ran to the wooden marker, and I climbed down the scaffolding with Octi right ahead me, right on top of me. Right below was a zombie, and I quickly, how do I say this? Disposed of the evidence. He was gone quickly. And so, Octi had already ran through the entire stronghold and had marked where we had to go. So, I simply just followed the wood blocks, and I made it to the portal room. As I ran into the portal room, I realized that all of the eyes were there except for one. So I reached into my ender chest and I grabbed one of my eyes of ender. I mined up my ender chest again with my silky smooth pickaxe, and I put in the eye of ender. The portal was complete. I decided it was probably a good idea to make a bed and set my spawn point, because if I died, I wouldn't really want to lose all my stuff and have to run all the way back. So I set my spawn point, and I started running around waiting for the other people, when Octi removed my bed over and over again. And so, I simply just released all of the pearls for absolutely no reason, because we were very bored. Our two companions weren't going to be there very quickly, and we kept running around. But I decided, what can I do to decorate the floor of this fine place? So I made as many beds as possible and covered the entire floor with beds. And my friend Toasty got here. And so, as our final person, Botdre, came, we took a screenshot, a beautiful screenshot, and we got prepared to enter the end. And so, with our screenshot done, I set my spawn point, and I yelled the 3, 2, 1, and I ran. I jumped in, and we began our venture in the end. The end, we made it quickly to the end island, with literally no casualties, as they all ran forward, and we began to fight the Ender Dragon. Careful to not look at any of the Enderman's eyes. We pulled out our bows to start taking out the end crystals. The caged ones might have been a problem, but if you ran up close, you could simply take it out with an arrow. And finally, as I looked around, there was no more crystals. It was finally time to take on the dragon. I dealt the first damage, and it definitely would not be the last, as I fired round after round of arrows at the Ender Dragon. I realized my aim was absolutely terrible, and I got attacked by some Endermen because I kept looking at them. So I ran, dug a hole in the ground, and absolutely demolished these Endermen, although they didn't drop any Ender Pearls, even though I had a looting 3 sword. It made me kind of sad. So, as me and my friends ran out, we waited for the Ender Dragon to perch, and the perch finally came. We all looked forward and attacked the Ender Dragon right in its head, and until I got launched. And so, as we kept firing our arrows as it was flying away, and realized that one more perch would kill the beast. And so, as we kept on firing our arrows, we waited for the perch. And Toasty got the achievement, "You Need a Mint," from collecting Dragon's Breath. And so, as the final perch came, we waited, and we all took turns, and we killed the Ender Dragon. Toasty got the final achievement after a couple seconds. And what I did is, immediately after that, we killed all the Endermen, and I began to try and get the egg. It was easy, and I quickly got the achievement. I opened up my Ender chest, and I put the egg inside. I ate some food. I mined my Ender chest, and I got ready to go get an Elytra.